All right, for ELA today, we're continuing finishing our draft day task on Seesaw. Everybody has it as a draft right now. So you need to go in and find your draft and click edit, please. Show draft. We're going to edit our drafts today. We're going to improve our writing that we've been working on. On slide 2 is our rough draft. That's your paragraph. That's what you've been working on. And today we are going to use the other part of our rubric to make sure our writing is 3rd grade ready. So yesterday we went through on slide 3 and we checked off, does my writing address the audience? Remember, some of you are writing to the school board. Some of you are writing to the local government. Then we did, does my writing identify a problem? Then we said, does my writing present a solution? Do I tell them my idea? And then for your independent work yesterday, you added your 2 reasons and you checked to see if your paragraph was 4 sentences long. That's what we did yesterday, okay? Today, we're going to keep working on slide number 2. This is where we're going to keep editing our work. Who is ready to start the other part of the rubric today? Who's ready to go? Awesome. Okay, here we go. I want you to click on slide number 6, please. Slide number 6 is where we're going to begin our writing today. I want you to take 1 minute and I want you to read the 4 categories. We have 4 arrows here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I want you to read these to yourself and see, what are we going to be working on today? How are we going to improve our writing today? Please take 1 minute and read this rubric part on slide 6 to yourself. Okay, so let's start with that top row. Number 1, do all sentences make sense? Here's what we're going to do to edit this. You are going to have another student read your work. Another student is going to read, and they're going to tell you if all of your sentences make sense or if your writing is confusing, right? If somebody else can't read your writing, then we've got some major work to do, okay? So for row number 1, we're going to get with a partner. Friends on Zoom, I'm going to partner you up, and you're going to share your screen. You're going to share your writing. You're going to read what the other person wrote, and you're going to be honest with them and tell them, are all of your sentences, do they make sense? Or is there a sentence that was really confusing and I don't even know what you're talking about? Okay, so we're going to get with a partner. You're going to read each other's work and be honest. Let's just focus on row number 1. All sentences making sense. Okay? Right now, we're going to look for number 2. All sentences and proper nouns begin with a capital letter. In your work time with your group, you're going to read your partner's writing and check, do they have a capital letter for every sentence? If they do not, you need to point it out to them. You need to show them, and then your partner will go and edit it and make it a capital letter. Okay. This is important stuff to make sure that you have complete sentences and that not all of your sentences combine into one big sentence. That's important. You need to know where your sentence ends and where your new sentence begins. This is our job right now. You have 3 minutes to read your partner's work and check for capital letters. Go ahead and do that now, please. Next, In our groups, we're going to talk about the third thing on our rubric. The third row says all sentences have proper punctuation. That means most sentences have a period. If you're asking a question, you need to have a question mark. You might have a sentence where you use an exclamation mark when you're trying to make a point. With your group, you're going to read your partner's writing, check for correct punctuation. If they do not have it, you need to show them and your partner will edit it to improve their writing. Let's go back into our groups and let's work on checking for correct punctuation at the end of every sentence. Let's go ahead and work on that now, please. Our fourth thing that we are editing today is words are legible and spelled to the best of student ability. That means I'm looking for the best spelling. That doesn't mean it has to be perfect. It means I have to know what the word is. If I'm reading your writing and I don't know what word you're spelling, I can't understand your letter. I can't understand your writing and I can't give you a good grade. But if I can understand what the word is, even if you misspell it, that's okay. So I want you to read your partner's writing. And if there are any words that you think, this is not spelled correctly, I don't know what this word is, we need to work on spelling it together. Two brains working to spell a word is stronger than one brain spelling a word. Go check your partner's writing for words that make sense and are spelled correctly. Go back into your breakout room and your partners to do that now, please. So our next job is going to be adding a greeting to the beginning of our writing and a closing to the end of our writing. So at the very top, you can either add a text box or go back into your paragraph. We're going to add a greeting to our audience. So some of you are writing to the local government. You can say, dear local government, comma. Some of you are writing to the school board. You guys might say, let me add another one to show you. If you're writing to the school board, you could say, dear school board. Okay. So either dear local government or dear school board, comma. I want you to add a greeting to your letter right now because we're going to be writing it to somebody who's going to read about this. Okay, go ahead and add that now. And then we're going to add a closing. At the end, you're going to say sincerely, and then sign your name. Sincerely, your name. Okay, go ahead and add that now with your partner. I'll send you back into your group. Add your introduction, your greeting to say hello school board or hello local government, and your closing where you say sincerely and you type your name. Go ahead and work on that now. That's our last job with our group. All right, friends on Zoom, this is your last job today, is to make sure that your letter is correct on page 2, on slide number 2. I am going to be grading these today. I'm going to be using these rubrics. I'm going to be checking off, do you have sentences that make sense? Do you have good spelling? Do you have good punctuation? Okay. Do you have capital letters? I'm going to be grading these today. So this is your work time now to make sure your letter is ready to go on page 2. I'm going to end the Zoom now. It's now your break time, and then you can work on your letter until math at 10:30 to make sure it's ready to go. third grade sentences. Okay, I'm going to end the Zoom now.